Today, we're going to talk about something that's at the very heart of any skilled nursing facility: staffing. You know, it's this incredibly high-stakes puzzle where every single piece has a direct impact on patient care. So we're going to dive into how automation is completely changing the game here. Let's get right into it.
Okay, if you've ever been a manager in a facility, this scene is probably all too familiar. You spend all this time creating the perfect schedule, and then, boom, before you know it, everything's changed. In this world, the only thing you can really count on is change.
And then, of course, this happens. A last-minute call-out, someone's sick, and just like that, you've got a massive hole in your coverage. The pressure is on, and that clock is ticking. This isn't just some small inconvenience, right? It's a real risk to the quality of care. So what happens when you try to juggle all this chaos by hand? Well, the system just breaks. These manual methods are slow, they're filled with errors, and they almost always lead to two things: really expensive overtime and a team that's completely stressed out. There's gotta be a better way.
And that brings us right to the heart of it all, the daily scheduling challenge. We're talking about the high stakes of staffing, because in skilled nursing, having the right people on shift isn't just about being efficient. It is the absolute foundation of providing great patient care.
But here's the big disconnect. We all know how critical staffing is, yet so many facilities are still using tools from decades ago. I mean, think about it. Spreadsheets, never-ending email chains, even paper schedules taped to a wall. That's still how it's done in a lot of places.
So, what are the risks of using these manual methods? Let's talk about the hidden costs of old-school scheduling. And trust me, these costs go way beyond just wasted time. They hit your staff, your budget, and ultimately your patients.
And this really shows the size of the problem. On one side, you've got managers who are just drowning in paperwork. They're manually checking licenses, juggling everyone's availability, trying to balance workloads. And on the other side is the goal: everything running smoothly, compliantly, and efficiently. That huge gap between the reality and the ideal, that's where things get risky.
So, what does that actually lead to? Well, staff burnout becomes a huge problem because the schedules feel unfair or they're constantly in flux. The pressure on your administrative team just builds and builds, and morale across the board takes a nosedive. And here's the most important part: that inconsistency can hit the quality of patient care hard. Okay, but there is a much smarter way to do this. The solution is automation. It's a system that's literally designed to take all this complexity and just streamline it. It turns all that chaos into pure clarity.
So how does it really work? It's actually pretty straightforward. First, the system intelligently assigns shifts based on rules that you set. It's factoring in things like availability, skills, and compliance. Then, it's always watching for licenses and certifications, so you're never caught off guard. And when a shift change happens, everyone gets a notification instantly. It's just a clean, simple, and super effective process.
And the impact is immediate and, frankly, huge. The system does all the heavy lifting, which frees up your managers from hours and hours of tedious admin work. And at the same time, it's optimizing your coverage to prevent all that unplanned, budget-killing overtime. It's a win for your team and a win for your bottom line.
Now, this isn't just about making things a little easier. It's about driving real, measurable benefits across your entire facility. So let's look at the tangible results you can actually get from making this kind of change.
The benefits really cover all the bases. You'll see your operational efficiency just shoot up, because workloads are more balanced and you're preventing burnout. Those overtime costs that can be such a drain, they get slashed because you can see exactly what you need in real time. And maybe best of all, compliance stops being this manual headache and becomes totally automatic and accurate.
But you know, maybe the most powerful benefit of all is the shift in culture. When, as this quote says, schedules are predictable and fair, staff satisfaction and retention just improve like you wouldn't believe. That fairness builds trust, and trust is what builds a really strong, dedicated team.
Okay, so we've got a clear solution in front of us. Let's talk about the path forward and what it actually takes to modernize your workflow.
So, this is the big question you have to ask yourself. If you're still fighting with spreadsheets and paper logs, if you're constantly putting out staffing fires, and if your team is just plain burnt out, well, it might be time to think about a change.
And the next step couldn't be simpler. You can head over to HealthcareDX to learn a lot more and even download some free workflow guides. It's really the perfect first step toward a system that doesn't just manage schedules, but one that actively supports your team and elevates the care you provide. Thanks for tuning in.